Hello guys, let's solve another LeetCode problem, word break. We are in the list of solving blind 75 LeetCode questions. We are in the dynamic programming section, and then we are solving word break problem. The problem number is 139. It's a medium difficulty problem, and this question is pretty popular among all the FANG companies. If you look into the companies, Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all the FANG companies, they actually usually ask this question. Because this question tests your dynamic programming part of your algorithmic skills. So let's go ahead and try to approach this problem. So we are given a string S and a dictionary of strings word dictionary. Return true if S can be segmented into a space separated sequence of one or more dictionary words. So basically you are given a LeetCode word. So what you want to do actually, you break all these characters one at a time. And there are two different words in the word dictionary, leet and code. Can you use those characters and then make some words which are valid words inside that word dictionary? So since we can actually split it up like a leet and code, so that's a valid example. So we'll return true for this case. Let's talk about the false case. So for example, cats and dog. So you see cat is a valid word. So you can basically split it with a cat. And also cats, this is also a valid word. If you split cats, you can also do and, A-N-D, which is also a valid word you can see in the list, right? But the problem is that as soon as you take the and, then you don't have any D for dog. So it's become cats and then OZ, and OZ will not be a valid word in this list. So that's why we're returning false. So if you understand the problem, it's pretty easy to solve it if you know dynamic programming. We'll go into in detail. Main thing is that actually just be careful about the one-off error about the indexes, right? Because you might miss some of the indices. So let's approach this problem. So for LeetCode, what we will do actually, we'll at first calculate the length of this LeetCode. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So we will define a DP table with basically our n is here, LeetCode 8, right? So we'll define a DP table with 9. Table means basically for this is an array. So we have total 9 space, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and so initially we will initialize all these things as false, all these variables. When we started, we'll make it the first one is true. Now what we'll do in each of the iteration, when we get a substring of LeetCode, we want to see if we can split it up, right? So for LeetCode, if our main word is LeetCode, right? So at first we want to see actually if we have the only first letter L, is it a valid word? Actually, it's not a valid word, right? Then we can make LE, right? There are two of them. So we have, if we only take the E character, then we will E, and then maybe LEE, and then maybe only EE, and then finally leet, right? So which is a valid word. So basically, when we reach leet, we will actually find a valid word into our dictionary because leet is a valid word. All other substring was not a valid word, right? So basically, leet means 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So these will become true. Same thing at the end. What will happen actually for other substrings? If you see leet and then C, this is not a valid word again, right? So all of will be false and last one will be true, because when you get the LeetCode, you can split it up here, right? So that's how you update your this DP table, and then finally you return this value from the false, right? So let's talk about what will happen actually in the case of cats and dogs, which is not a valid. We can't split it up, right? So our n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll have a DP table with 10 location, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. First, we'll start with T, because initially all of them are false. And then we'll take the first C. C is not a valid word, so it will not update this T. And it will be a valid word when we reach CAT. Cat is a valid word, right? So this is our first location, second, third. So these will become true here, right? And cat's also a valid word, so this will become also a valid word, T. And then same thing like A and N. It's not a valid word. We will not update this one, but we'll update this guy, right? And all others are false, right? So now let's take a look at this guy. So basically, except these one, all are false. So we'll return false from here, right? So, but we are looking basically this guy. And for this one also, the others, whatever we didn't complete, these are all false yet. So what does this mean? This mean actually that cat is a valid word, so which is represented by this T. Cat's also a valid word, so this is represented by here. Cats and dog also a valid word, so this is represented by here. But when you get cats and dog, it's not a valid word. Leet is a valid word, so this is represented by this T. And whole LeetCode is a valid word. You can split, so this is represented. So if you understand how the algorithm works, it's easy to implement. Let's go ahead and talk about how we implement this one. So n is our len of s. And then we have a DP table. We'll initialize all of them as a false. And our DP table will length will be n plus 1. The first location, we want to put it as a true, because if there is a no string, empty string with their valid word, we are assuming. And then for I in range, and we just want to create all the substring. So there'll be a nested for loop for j in range I plus 1. So I is going from 0 to n, and j is going from 0 to I. So that's why we put I plus 1. We'll get the substring. Our substring would be, we'll just split slice of our string j to I plus 1. And to update the DP table, we will check actually, can we correctly splitted the DPJ? So for first letter, that's why you put it as a true, the first location, right? So since this first location, so we want to see actually the previous one is true, and now can we split the next part, the sub part, right? So basically we'll check sub in word dictionary. If that is true, we'll just update I plus 1. And you can break from here, because now actually you don't need to go through the whole loop again if you only find one of them. And finally, we want to return this dp of n. Right? So let's run the code. Everything looks good here, and you will see actually this LeetCode is true, and also the cats and dogs are false, right? So let's submit it and then talk about the runtime complexity. So for our code, we have the space complexity wise, we only use one array. So this will be order of n, if n is the size of the string, right? And then we have two for loop, and these two for loop actually going through nestedly. So there will be order of n squared. So basically, we are trying to figure out all the substring and then trying to split it up, right? So for our runtime complexity wise, our algorithm runs in order of n squared. And the space complexity is order of n because we use only a dynamic DB table. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this problem. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.